it's Jessie V. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some more places that people found in real life that were super creepy, super eerie, and when they went there the next day to show somebody, they were gone. They just vanished into thin air. Now, these are all claimed to be very true stories, and I don't know about you guys, but every time I read a story like this, I am instantly so creeped out. So we're gonna get into these in just a second, but first, I just wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Honey. I don't know about you guys, but especially this past year in particular, I have been shopping online constantly. I haven't been going in anywhere. It's only been online. And that is where Honey comes in. It's a free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and automatically tests them when you're checking out. I have personally been using Honey for probably about 3 years now, and I could not imagine online shopping without it. You get Honey on your computer. It's completely free. It's only 2 clicks. Then when you're checking out on one of its 30,000 supported sites, Honey will do a search for a coupon for that site. And if it finds a working code, you will see your price drop. And like I said, it's free. It works with any browser that you use. So get Honey for free today by going to joinhoney.com/Jessie. That's joinhoney.com/Jessie so they know that I sent you. And thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring today's video. I love working with a company that I actually personally use. It's just so cool. All right, guys, let's get into the video and talk about some places people found that don't really exist. The first one is about a sweet shop. This is about a girl who found a sweet shop that didn't really exist. She was in college at the time and one day wandered into a strange town, a town that she had never been to before. It almost looked like all of the buildings were from the 40s. That's how the architecture sort of looked to her. Now, she was exploring the town and got a bit lost and ended up at this sweet shop. They made cookies and cakes and chocolates. So she got a dozen of these little butter cookies, and she said they were so delicious, one of the best things that she had ever tasted. Now, as she was leaving the store, the lady at the counter said to her, "You'll be back," which she found was kind of an odd thing to say to a customer. Now, a couple days later, she found herself craving those cookies. So she went back to that strange, forgotten town and was unable to find that exact sweet shop. She walked around asking everybody for directions, but she was told repeatedly by people who lived there that that shop was never around. So she thought that maybe it was a town secret, people were trying to keep it private, or maybe it never actually existed. Now, this next one is called the Midnight Candy Shop. This is about a 12-year-old girl who lived in an old apartment complex in a very old town. The window in her bedroom looked out onto the road. She could see a few family-run shops, a laundromat, a few rundown houses. Her town was very old. She did not live in a very popular area. In fact, she would only see a handful of cars pass by each day. But one strange thing that she noticed is that every night when the clock turned to 12 a.m., she would see this bright pink light flash through her curtains. When she'd go and look across the street, she'd see a neon sign that said Candy Shop. Now, this shop was never there during the day, only at midnight, and the sign would disappear 1 hour later. So at 1 a.m., the sign would be gone, the store would be gone. It creeped her out so much. Now, what was even creepier was that in the little window of this store, she would always see a shadow of a person just standing there, as if they were just anxiously waiting for someone to go inside. One night, she decided to sneak out to go and visit this eerie candy shop. Her curiosity was just way too much for her. She quietly headed out of her apartment, and just before she started going down the stairs, her father grabbed her by the arm and stopped her. He shook his head as if he knew exactly where she was about to go. He told her that when he was a kid, he and his friends went there, but he was too afraid, so he just waited right outside the door. Now, his friends went in, and they never came out. And the last thing he saw was a terrifying face of an old lady in the window of the store. She was looking at him as she picked her teeth with a toothpick and wiped her face with a napkin, as if she had had the most magnificent feast, if you know what he's getting at. So yeah, if you ever see a midnight candy shop just appear and disappear, don't go exploring to it. Next, we have a story called The Tombs. This is about a girl who went to an all-girls Catholic school. It was a very big school, around 2,000 students, that was located on top of a mountain and surrounded by some sort of forest. So when she was in 2nd grade, around 8 years old, her and her friends liked walking around and going to explore different places around the school. They would go to the woods nearby, which was off limits. They would go to the pond. They would just constantly like to walk around and explore on their free time. One day day, her and her friends stumbled upon an area that looked like a series of tombs. There were maybe 20 plus tombs in there, some open, some closed, and they had no idea how they had gotten there, but they were really curious and wanted to get closer to see. As they got closer to the tombs, this random old man holding a broom came out of nowhere. He told them he was the caretaker of the place and that this is where the old nuns that used to be at the school were laid to rest. After that, he told them that they should not be here and that they needed to leave ASAP. So they started running, and here comes the weirdest part. After leaving the area, her and her friends found themselves in an unfamiliar place. It was like they were suddenly lost. They were getting nervous, but just decided to keep walking until they found someplace familiar. So they walked for about 10 minutes until they finally saw their school building. They walked back inside and apparently found out that they had been gone for hours and hours. And to them, it had only seemed like maybe 30 minutes at tops. They explained to their teachers that they had been walking around and found this area with a ton of tombs, and their teachers looked at them and gave them this very weird expression and said that no place existed. And the next day when they went back there, it was gone. So those are all of the very creepy places I'm going to be telling you about today. There are so many more stories like this. So if you guys want a part 3, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Don't forget to join Honey. The link is down below in the description, but I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!